get started with your exercises for the session, you do need to warm up. So I have created a cardio warm up and then a mobility warm up. I know you're kind of pressed on time, so I wouldn't spend a ton of time, maybe at least 3 to 5 minutes. But this should help you get your heart rate up, starting to feel warm, and ready to work out. So for the cardio, I want you to do about 20 seconds of each of these. There's 4 different exercises, and I want you to do that twice. That's probably about just 2 minutes there in and of itself. But the cardio, the first one's going to be an A skip, and so you can do this moving around or you can stay stationary. And so what that looks like is you're skipping, but you're moving your arms and your legs. So you're just kind of hopping, driving the knee up, moving the arms, really getting that knee up to the hip level and going back and forth. So that's your A skip. Then the second one is your normal jumping jacks. And then you'll go into butt kicks. So you just try and get the heels up to the glutes. And then the last one is a jog. So a lot of running type movement if you want. If you can just go outside and run, that's totally fine too. But the second part is the mobility, and this is definitely the most important part, is just to get your body moving and ready. And so our first one is going to be inchworm push-up. So feet about hip width apart. You're going to hinge at the hips, coming all the way down to the ground. Walk the hands out, and then do your push-up. And then walk your hands all the way back in and stand up. So doing about 5 to 8 of those is definitely plenty. The second one is the open and close the gate. You can do this moving forward or stationary. I like to move. That's just like how I like to warm up. So if you want to move forward and backwards, to move forward, you'll do the close the gate. So you take your legs and you bring it out and then back in towards the middle. So getting the hip out and then back in, really emphasizing coming out and around as if you're trying to step over a hurdle. And then to go backwards, you're going to open the gate. Hopefully I didn't go off screen there. So you can do that, or you can do it stationary, where you're just going with the same leg, opening and then closing the gate. So really opening up the hips, getting some blood flow in there. The third exercise is a favorite. So you're going to come down to the high plank. You're going to take your leg out by your hand. You're going to reach up and turn, hold it for a second, take the elbow down to the instep, and then reach through. So let me back up. So come down into the plank, hand to the outside of the foot, hold that stretch for a second, then turn towards that leg that is pulled up, elbow to the instep, and then reach through. And you can just stay in that high plank and then move over. So you're doing that a few times. The next one is a bodyweight squat. So feet about hip width apart, a little bit farther apart actually. Sitting the glutes back. Bracing the core, keeping the chest up. The next one is standing stars. So I like to have my feet wider than hip width, arms out at a T. You're going to take the right arm, hinging at the hips, and reaching down and giving a good turn of the torso, and then back up. So you're going opposite arm, opposite leg. Really working that hinge movement because we'll be doing that in the workout. Just going back and forth. And last but not least, you're going to get down the ground and do a bird dog. So I really want you to work and focus on your core right here at the end. So really bracing the core and breathing out of your mouth as if you're breathing out of a straw. So like, not like like that, but your mouth is a lot closer together. It's really tight. That way you don't lose that core pressure. So you're down, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Really brace the core. Lifting the leg and the arm, keeping the core braced, holding this for a little bit. And then bringing the elbow to the knee without hunching over. So you really want to keep the core braced, coming in as far as you can without losing that core, that flat back. And then back to it. So again, just holding it for a second, moving slowly, bracing the core the entire time, not wanting that back to hunch over. And then again, breathing through a straw. And then once you do that 3 to 5 times on one side, do it on the other. So it should be pretty slow. This one's gonna take the longest, but you're really just trying to really wake up your core and hold a lot of that core pressure in through the movement, and then also not letting your back round, but keeping that flat back. So that is your